Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Telegraph Herald, More Than the Score, presented by Dubuque Bank and Trust and Dubuque Auto Plaza. I am your host, Steve Ortman, and apparently I have run everyone off. Yeah, no one wanted to do the show with me, so you just get me pretty much. But the way I look at it, when you have a host as handsome as me, what else do you need, baby? So let's do this. We got all kinds of sports in the tri-state area to talk about. And the calendar has turned. It's November. We're talking playoff football. And in Iowa, the Bellevue Comets picked up the program's first ever playoff victory last Friday night with a 26-8 victory over South Winneshiek. Peter Kilberg, one of the best running backs in the tri-state area for the Comets, had 122 yards rushing and scored his 30th touchdown of the season before going out late in the second quarter with a groin injury. Bellevue coach Chet Knake believes Peter Kilberg might not quite be 100%, but he should be able to have him available in some regard, whether it's at running back or wide receiver. Obviously a monumental playoff victory for the Comets, and now the Comets this Friday night in a Class 1A state quarterfinal will be traveling to Denver to play the Cyclones. Both teams come into that game at 10-0. Undefeated district champions, and it should be a fantastic ball game. The winner goes to the state semifinals at the Unidome, so it's a huge matchup. A lot of action coming up here. Also, when you look at Wisconsin, 3 teams still alive there. They're at the level 3 of the playoffs now in Wisconsin. We've got 3 teams still alive: Darlington, Lancaster, and Shullsburg, all going to be playing this Friday night with a chance to move on to level 4. And after that, they'd have a chance to advance to Camp Randall Stadium for the state championship game. Illinois, we only got 1 team to qualify. That's Stockton. They were upset. They had a 9-0 regular season. They were upset in the first round last weekend to Catlin Salt Fork, 43-42, a wild football game. Unfortunately, the Blackhawks come up in the short end. Their only loss of the season, and that completes their season there for Illinois. So when you look at Iowa, we've got Bellevue, and we've got 3 teams in Wisconsin: Lancaster, Darlington, and Shullsburg. They'll be playing this Friday night to see if we can keep things going here in the tri-state area for postseason football. But now as we switch gears, also last weekend, we had the Iowa State cross-country meet in Fort Dodge. We had a ton of local kids going down for this thing, and the best finishers ended up being Dubuque Hempstead girls cross-country, finished 2nd overall. That's the best state finish for the Hempstead girls cross-country program since 1983, led by Kristen Brown, who finished 18th place. Her younger sister Hannah Brown finished 19th. Shaylin Hostager finished 23rd. Heather Hostager came in at 28th to lead the Mustangs. Obviously a great finish for this program. They got a lot of youth. Kristen Brown's going to be graduating, but a lot of youth on this team, and they'll have a lot of success moving forward. Other results, other notable results to come out of the state cross-country meet this past weekend. The senior girls placed 9th overall. The Wahlert girls were 5th overall. And the Bellevue Marquette girls took 4th overall, the best finish in program history for the Mohawks. On the boys' side, Dubuque Hempstead finished 10th. Dubuque Senior was 14th. And Dubuque Wahlert finished 12th. Now, also this past weekend was the Wisconsin State cross-country meet up in Wisconsin Rapids, and things could not have gone any sweeter for the Darlington cross-country programs. Both the boys and girls team pick up Division III state championships as Peyton Heinberg led the Redbird boys to their 6th straight state championship, a remarkable record, and Paige Schilling led the Darlington girls to the program's first ever state championship, and also Darlington High School's first ever state championship in any sport for a girls program. So an unbelievable day for Darlington cross country. Now shifting gears to volleyball, tons of action to go through here today. Look at what the volleyball teams have done. Dubuque Hempstead and Dubuque Wahlert. We've got 2 Dubuque schools going to the state tournament. Dubuque Hempstead qualified in Class 5A with a 3-2 victory over Iowa City High. This will be their 2nd straight trip to the state tournament. They'll be playing this Tuesday against West Des Moines Valley. Dubuque Wahlert qualified in Class 4A with a 3-0 sweep over Western Dubuque, and this will be the Golden Eagles' first trip to the state tournament in 5 years, and on Tuesday they will be playing Lewis Central. Over in Illinois, Galena will be playing in a sectional final tonight as they look to extend their season. If they can win, they would move on to a super sectional, and they'll be 2 wins away then from qualifying for the Illinois State Tournament. So we've got 3 area teams having very good seasons in volleyball. We'll see if they can keep it going as they keep moving here in postseason play. Now also, it's Thursday morning possibly when you're watching this, and that means Game 7 of the World Series is in the books. It could have been the Chicago Cubs, or maybe it's the Cleveland Indians you're celebrating winning a World Series championship. But let me just tell you, it's got to feel good for either of these teams, Chicago or Cleveland. One of the longest droughts in championship history in baseball is coming to a close. And around the Tri-States, one way or the other, there's a lot of happy fans around here. Either you got plenty of Chicago Cubs fans celebrating their first World Series championship since 1908, or a lot of non-Chicago Cubs fans celebrating the Cleveland Indians winning their first championship since the 1940s. We're going to have all the coverage for you at TH Sports Feed on Twitter or our Telegraph Herald Facebook page, Telegraph Herald Sports on Facebook. That's going to do it for this episode of Telegraph Herald, More Than the Score, presented by Dubuque Bank and Trust. I am your host, Steve Ortman, feeling a little lonely, but we'll catch you next week. We done? Is that it? Done rolling? Whew. That was tough. Oh, I guess I'm going to straighten my papers. Roll them to the end. It looked like I should write something important here. I don't have a pen, but important. Better straighten these pieces of paper again. It's got to be professional.